All these stobs are gonna have to come out of here because they will cause a huge mess if we don't. Well, all was going good until it wasn't. Yeah, it's not supposed to be like that. Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and as promised, I got the skid steer and the tree reaper out. I'm back on my neighbor's property, the property that we leased a couple years ago. It's a 160-acre tract of land that we got signed up on the NRCS program to do cedar and brush removal. Talked about all that stuff, but a few days ago we got my buddy in here with his bulldozer, and he started doing a lot of work. There's only so much you can do with a bulldozer to make things look good. When you're talking about small saplings and things, it just doesn't handle that really well. It takes out bigger stuff, you know, 4-inch plus trees are just fine. The little stuff, it doesn't like. So I'm gonna come behind him. He's not here working right now. He worked all weekend. Today's Monday. I'm kind of cleaning up after him. But I'm gonna come in with the tree reaper behind him and do some cleanup, because right now it's a mess. But it will be pretty eventually. I just need you to think long term, think big picture. Right now it looks rough, but it'll get better. So, tree reaper, you guys have seen this plenty of times on the channel. It's a big brush cutter with some mulching teeth on the bottom. This is not the disc mulcher. I could use that, but right now I have the tree reaper on, and this is the kind of mess I'm cleaning up. So, I showed the other day when he was on the dozer working this big, beautiful pecan tree. That thing is probably 75 or 80 years old, maybe older, heck, who knows. But it was completely surrounded in brush and saplings and briars and weeds and cedar trees and all the stuff. So he came through with the dozer, knocked it all down, pushed all the brush out, but as you can see, the small trees just kind of push over. The little saplings, this would definitely regrow. But we're going to come in here with the tree reaper, cut all this off at the ground, make sure we don't have any stobs, clean it up, make it look nice and pretty, and eventually we'll have nice green grass growing back under this tree, which, as you can see, if you think about it, we were thinking about this from a grazing perspective for livestock or even wildlife, pretty much the whole circumference of where the tree limbs reach, basically, around this big pecan tree, there was no grass. For the most part, it was all completely overgrown. And if you're talking about tons per acre, how much grass you can actually grow when you're losing massive circles like this for every big tree, and everywhere there's a cedar tree, you're losing grass. It makes a big difference. So anyways, I'm gonna quit yapping and get to working. all was going good until it wasn't. Yeah, it's not supposed to be like that. Really, it didn't hit anything massive by any means. It's not like I hit something too big. This is actually what I was working on when that blade broke out from underneath. Now, it should be a very simple fix. I mean, there's not much to it. The problem is, there's one piece that I can't find. I'm gonna look around some more, but there's so you can see the bolts sheared off right here. There's 3 bolts that hold a blade into this carrier, but I'm missing basically a metal collar, a sleeve. Kind of see what that blade's, rides in and spins in inside of there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Anyways, this thing's got 3 massive big blades under there, and I've got some bolts at the house because I bought a spare set of blades for this, but I don't know if it came with that collar. There's a circle piece that fits right in here. So I'm going to take this back to the house and see. I've never even opened the box. I've had the blades for months just as spares. So maybe it came with that collar, but I'm going to bet it did not. Hopefully I'm wrong. Well, there's the new blades, and they do not come with that collar. They are not in the box. So I need that little circular piece that sits in that allows the whole blade to swing. So I guess I'll have to order parts before I can use that again. And since I've got the old blade here, and I had never opened a box of new blades, let's do a little comparison, a little side by side. I have sharpened this set of blades. This is the original set of blades that came on the tree reaper. I've sharpened them many times, but there's some significant wear. I think it's time for a new one anyways. Now, I don't know what I hit. Look at this, where it chewed into the metal there. I mean, I was just working on a tree, so unless there was a piece of metal in the ground that I hit and I didn't know about. Either way, it's time for new blades, and I have a set here, so I'm going to put those on, but not today, obviously, until I can get that little round carrier that fits in there so I can bolt a new one on. But I think I got pretty good use out of that set of blades, though. I'll probably get them reshaped and have them just as spares, because those 3 blades are not cheap. It was expensive to buy them, so I'll probably get these reshaped, get them sharpened up good, and save them as spares in case, something like this happens, or I break one or knock a chunk out of one or something. So, all right, well, I guess I'll put this away for the day and see if I can get some parts ordered. Well, upon further inspection, I just pulled this over here and stopped it. When that blade carrier broke and my blade came out, it did a little damage. Looks like it hit right there, busted that out, and look at this. How'd you like to be in the way of that blade when it came flying out? That's That's incredible. That is some thick steel. And when it came loose, it felt like an earthquake. I mean, the whole machine started shaking violently, and it broke a couple welds up here. One there and one right there. But I really didn't hit anything. I think those blades, or the bolts, the carrier bolts just broke is what happened. And man, it got violent. You know, I thought it was just a blade come off and it was no big deal. Obviously by we I mean me. I did some damage to the machine. That tree reaper has without a doubt been the handiest implement on any tractor, skid steer, excavator, any kind of machine I've ever owned. That thing right there has been a beast of a machine, and I have used it so much. And it's not necessarily tore up by any means. It's repairable. But that thing, you got to think, that spinning was so much force. Eventually, something's going to wear out. Something's going to break. So you might be asking yourself, why didn't I just use the disc mulcher? They would mulch all that little stuff up. Well, there's a really simple reason. Well, there's two reasons. I really like the tree reaper, and for what I'm doing over there right now, just cutting those small saplings off at the ground for the most part. I'm not really worried about mulching them up. He's going to come back and clean everything up. Silly dogs. Anyways, I like using the tree reaper. It works great for that. The most simple answer is, so about the disc mulcher. Back in November, I think November, late October, early November, I loaned it out to my favorite bison ranching brother-in-law. He needed to borrow it for a few days. I texted him today and said I need it back so I can use it. It's April. I don't know how long a few days was. We didn't discuss that part. Just said a few days. So he's going to bring it back tomorrow, and I can take the tree reaper off and use the mulcher and get back to work, I guess. So now that I had to drive the skid steer back to the house and try to work on it, now I have to walk back over and pick up the side-by-side because I had the skid steer parked over on the neighbor's place. So I guess me and the dogs will go for a walk. Kelsey, where'd you go? Kelsey! I'll take Earl and Bear. Kelsey's running around somewhere. Anyways, what I was going to say is this past weekend was youth turkey season in Oklahoma. It's only 2 days long. Houston and I only got to hunt one of the 2 days. The good news is there's a whole another month of turkey season. Starts in a couple days. So, Houston and I did a little turkey hunting this past weekend. I'll just, spoiler alert, we did not kill a turkey. But we had some fun for sure. You about ready?
Yeah.
Much anticipated turkey season has arrived. Today's the first day of youth turkey season in Oklahoma. Just a couple days long before the regular turkey season starts and the bugs are out in full force. We did not hunt at sunrise this morning because this guy made plans to go play golf with his buddies at 9:30. So I said, one thing at a time. The good news is though, Houston's been doing a lot of scouting. He's been doing a lot of scouting. We only have 3 turkeys for sure on this property. Now there could be more drifting through, but we know for a fact we've only seen 3. The good news is 2 of them are toms, maybe young jakes really, but 2 of them are legal to shoot and one's a hen. Oklahoma's a 1-bird state. We have pretty low turkey numbers, but Houston has never killed a turkey. Tried a couple times, just always been unsuccessful. So he's been doing a lot of scouting. He's got a game camera set up here. These turkeys are coming through. There's a little funnel here that goes from one field to the next. They're coming through right about 4 o'clock, between 3:45 and 4:15, pretty much almost every day. The kicker is I can hear a bulldozer in the background because my buddy's here working, but he's about 400 or 500 yards from us in the opposite direction where the turkeys have been going to and from. I'm not sure where they're roosting, or we would roost a bird at night and come over here first thing in the morning, but I don't think they're roosting on this property or on my property, so I don't think we can even get to where they may be roosting. I say all that to say, let's kill a turkey.
Yeah.
Hopefully they show up like they have been every day, huh?
Yeah. Can't shoot that.
No.
Well, if there was any gobblers around here, they'd be with her.
Yep. Well, that was interesting. We sat for a couple hours on our first little sit and decided to get up and move around. It's super windy where we were at in that open field. We just never heard a single turkey gobble, so we drove around, hit a few places, and we're on the very back side of our property up against the fence that goes to public hunting. And the buggy is sitting right there. We got off the buggy, hit the hen call a few times, and we're in the woods. I was like, that could be another hunter. But it was like on a beeline to us. So we sit down, just right here in the road, our little trail. If that would have been a Tom, he wouldn't have had a head left.
I know.
That girl came into about 8 yards. We worked her for 20 minutes.
For sure.
Just one lonely woman looking for a boyfriend.
Yep.
Here. Let's see if you can get her to talk to you.
Me?
Yeah. I played with her for 20 minutes. Gotta make it make a sound.
I did it. I'm a professional caller. That's not it.
That's not it.
I mean, I don't know what you call that, but I would call it a good caller.
Maybe she's just that lonely. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, she's right behind it. Just a lost, lonely girl. Well, dude, I don't have any answers right now other than it's hard to kill a turkey when there's just not many around.
Yeah.
But we did at least call one into the buggy.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
She's still just right out here on the edge of this field. So as you saw, we did not kill a turkey. And that's only because you can only shoot the toms, the gobblers, the males. Can't shoot a hen. And Oklahoma's a one bird state right now. So you get one bearded bird. Anyways, that hen, she's lonely. She's looking for some friends. Our turkey numbers are not in great condition, but we've got a few. And the worst part is Houston's been scouting these turkeys for a while, and he's got them pretty well patterned. They did not come in when we were hunting over there. The very next day when we couldn't hunt, they're standing right in front of the camera for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, strutting, doing all the things that wild turkeys do. And Houston was texting me, we should be hunting, we should be hunting, we should be hunting. But I was not home. I was at a concert with my wife. The Boys from Oklahoma concert series was going on, which is Jason Boland, Stoney LaRue, The Great Divide, Turnpike Troubadours, and Cross Canadian Ragweed. We went one night. It was a 4-night deal. A couple days later, DJ was like, I found cheap tickets online. I want to go back. Can we go? So we loaded up and drove to Stillwater again. And DJ and I were at that concert when those turkeys came in, and it was youth turkey season. And Houston and I did not get to go hunting, and he was a little upset. But that's okay. We've got plenty of time. Made it. Thanks for walking with me, Earl. Bear done ran off and left us. Kelsey never did show up. So I think I'm going to drive around and look around real quick and just look, because I haven't even seen everything he did the last couple days. other than what I could see from the driveway. I kind of got over here and started working. I never did show you the finished, semi-finished look of that big mature pecan tree. But there it is. Cleaned up all the way around it. There's still a lot of, sticks and debris on the ground, but the stobs are all cut off. A lot of those elm trees, yes, will resprout and grow. Cedars will not. You cut a cedar tree off at the ground, it's dead. The elms, yes, they'll resprout. But the plan with all of this, the long-term plan, is to burn it all off. But that's not going to burn, obviously. So, come on, Earl, get up here. Get up here. Get up here. The plan is, we had 2024 work scheduled that we completed and have a lot more tall standing grass out in the open fields. The 25 work is more of the thicker, brushier areas. There's actually a lot more on the 2025 map areas to work than there was on the 24. But then the final step is going to be a prescribed fire, which will be in 2026. So we're still over a full year out from our scheduled burn date. So it's going to be a little while, and that'll give all of this plenty of time to sprout some grass, get some cover on it, grow, get a full growing season in, and that dead grass will still be standing, and then we can burn it next year. So it'll be quite the project, and it's going to take a little time. And now I've got to get the mulcher over here so I can do some work with it instead of the tree reaper, which it'll do just fine. It's not going to hurt anything. I can get down below dirt level and knock those stumps out and stuff like that with it. But as you can see, he's kind of just pushing all this timber instead of just giant piles. He's right here. He's pushing it all into this ditch. There's a little ditch that runs through here, and we're kind of just pushing it all to that, and we're going to burn it, just in the ditch, kind of push everything together, make a big windrow almost, I guess would be the best way to put it. Kind of open all this stuff back up, but as you can see, I've got a lot of follow-up work to come in and do. Just cut those off, and he can come back and kind of do a final grade with the dozer. All these stobs are going to have to come out of here because they will cause a huge mess if we don't, and could be dangerous. Somebody driving across here on the side-by-side, you definitely blow out a tire on some of the small ones, but some of those big ones could really actually be pretty dangerous, and they'll just regrow. They'll resprout. Those are all elm trees, and the dozer just can't really do a whole lot with those tiny little stobs like that, tiny little saplings. But that's why we've got the skid steer and the right equipment for the job. We'll get it taken care of eventually. Can't wait too long, or it's all going to grow up in grass and weeds and won't be able to see them. So we'll get on it pretty quick.